Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tashera. If you're new here, this channel is all about fragrances. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 fragrances from my collection that I believe are hidden gems. And if you haven't tried them, you should get your nose on them. So we're going to jump right into the video. And the first fragrance I'll start with is Fragrance du Bois Siberian Rose. This is a beautiful, fresh tuberose scent with a hint of sexiness. It has, I believe it's either a leather or a suede note, but don't be afraid. That note in this fragrance is very muted. This is one of the most beautiful tuberose fragrances you'll ever get your nose on. If you're a fan of tuberose scents and you haven't tried this, you need to get your nose on it. This is gorgeous. And for those who may not know, the YSL Privé line is now available in Sephora. So I went in to smell a couple of the fragrances. And when I say Privé, I'm talking about the line that has the baby cat fragrance. And there was one fragrance in particular that stood out to me because it reminds me of this fragrance. And that is YSL Supreme Bouquet, which is now renamed YSL Gold Supreme Bouquet. As soon as I smelled that fragrance, I thought it was beautiful, but I said this reminds me of something that I own, and it was this. The way the tuberose note is done in that fragrance is exactly how it's done in here. They smell nearly identical. The only difference is that subtle leather note in this fragrance. So if you enjoy Supreme Bouquet, I believe that you'll also enjoy this fragrance. It's gorgeous. So let's get into the note breakdown. In the top notes, this fragrance has notes of pear, juniper, pink pepper, and cinnamon. In the middle notes, this has notes of tuberose, rose, leather, and ylang ylang. And in the base notes, this has moss, amber, and patchouli. Now, this fragrance is blended so beautifully. I don't pick up on anything other than tuberose and leather. So ylang ylang to me sort of smells banana-like. I'm not picking that up in this fragrance. I get no patchouli, which is a note I say time and time again that I just can't stand often. There are a few fragrances that it doesn't bother me, and this is one of them. The patchouli does not stand out in this fragrance, and cinnamon is undetectable. There is absolutely no spice, to my nose at least, in this fragrance. This just smells like a beautiful, smooth, slightly creamy tuberose scent. It feels very elegant, very chic. I think this can be a signature scent. This can be a date night scent. This can be worn any time of day, actually. It's very soft, it's very light wearing, moderate projection. This lasts about 4 hours on skin, maybe 6 if you overspray. It's a gorgeous fragrance. I don't see this one talked about much from Fragrance du Bois. I don't see many. I feel like the hype for Fragrance du Bois has sort of died down. But this is one from the collection that is underrated, and I do recommend it. Again, this one is Fragrance du Bois Siberian Rose. Next on this list, Mith Nude. This is a beautiful, peachy, clean, musky scent. If you enjoy fragrances like Cassili from Parfums de Marly or even Musk Therapy from Initio, this sort of sits in that same family of musk fragrances. Picture something like Musk Therapy minus the citrus notes, but add in a peach note. Now, the peach note in here isn't a thick, syrupy peach. It smells very fresh. It's not heavily fruity. So the notes for this fragrance in the top notes are pear, peach, and bergamot. In the middle notes, this has notes of peony, lily of the valley, and violet leaves. And in the base notes, this has musk, tonka bean, moss, and vetiver. This is also beautifully blended because I don't pick up on certain notes in this fragrance. For instance, the violet leaves. This doesn't smell very powdery or green. This smells very fresh, very clean, slightly fruity. Of all the fruit notes in this fragrance, the peach stands out most to my nose, and it has a tiny hint of citrus from that bergamot note. I don't really get pear, or I don't pick up on pear, but this is a beautiful, beautiful musk scent. And it's created by my favorite perfumer, Quentin Beach. And this is affordable. It's only $100. I purchased this fragrance from ZGO Perfumery based in LA. I ordered this online. It was a blind buy and it was a success. So if you haven't tried this, if you love musk fragrances, if you love peach notes, I recommend that you try this fragrance. Again, this is Mith Nude. And while we're on the topic of musk, I must talk about Tiziana Terenzi Libra, which is a heavily underrated scent from the Tiziana Terenzi collection. And might I mention, it's Libra season. Your girl is a Libra. If you're a Libra and you're watching this right now, please drop a Libra emoji down below. Let me know what day is your birthday. And if today's your birthday, if your birthday has already passed this Libra season, I want to wish you a happy birthday or a happy belated birthday. Now let's talk about this beautiful musky fragrance. This is a very sexy musk fragrance. I believe this is a special occasion musk scent. So I don't wear this often because I don't feel like this is suitable for the workplace. Again, you can wear whatever you want anytime, any place, anywhere. But for me, I like to wear my fragrances based on how they make me feel. I feel like this is a very sexy, elegant, special occasion type of musk scent. Now this is also blending beautifully, so I can't really pick out what the notes are from smelling this fragrance on my skin. I just get a heavy dose of that signature Tiziana Terenzi musk. So for this one, I'm going to pull up the notes. This fragrance has notes of grapefruit, lemon, Caribbean bergamot, Bulgarian rose, and tuberose. In the middle notes, this has notes of ambergris, Italian orris root, jasmine sambac, and Atlas cedar. And in the base notes, this has musk, vanilla flower, benzoin, Haitian vetiver, oak moss, and Singapore patchouli. Now that I see that patchouli note, I do detect it in this scent, but it's tolerable. I can handle the patchouli in this scent. And now that I've seen that there are citrus notes in the top notes, those notes do stand out to my nose. What I don't detect is rose or vanilla, but this does have a creamy feel to it. It's very sexy. It smells very luxurious. It's a beautiful musk scent. So if you're a musk lover and you want something that feels a little bit more special, a little bit more sexy, something that you can wear on date night, I recommend this one. Again, this one is Tiziana Terenzi Libra. Next on this list from Veronique Gabai is Delice the Bois, which translates to Delights of the Woods. This is a beautiful, elegant fig scent. This is one of my favorite fig scents. It smells very classy, very luxurious, very expensive. This is highly underrated. I don't see many people talk about Veronique Gabai fragrances, and I believe it's the price point versus the longevity of the scent. None of her fragrances that I've tried at least last for more than 2 to 3 hours on skin. All of her fragrances are pretty much skin scents, but of all the fragrances I've tried, I've enjoyed all of them, and I've tested at least 3 to 4 fragrances from the Veronique Gabai collection. And I would like to add more full bottles to my collection, but this is the first full bottle that I've actually purchased because I tested it once, took a sample home, and I just couldn't forget about it. It lived in my mind rent free until I added it to my collection. So this fragrance in the top notes has notes of neroli essence, petitgrain, and Italian lemon. In the middle notes, this has fig, jasmine, and sage. And in the base notes, this has Australian sandalwood, dreamwood, Virginia cedar, and musk. This smells so elegant, as I said. Fig in here isn't very green as fig typically is in most fragrances. This is blended so beautifully. It's hard to really pick out a specific note. The most detectable note is the fig, and that sandalwood adds this beautiful creaminess to this scent. This is sort of sexy. This is like one of the sexiest fig scents I've put my nose on. So classy. If you enjoy fig scents, I believe you need to try this one. Get your nose on it. This is heavily underrated. Again, this is Delice the Bois from Veronique Gabai. I hope my French pronunciation was All right. Next on this list is another fig scent, also one of my favorite fig scents, created by my favorite perfumer, Quentin Beach. And this is Plume Impressions Murmure de Thé. The fig in here is green because this also has other green notes blended with that fig. The fig is very creamy, very realistic. This also has a hint of woodiness. I almost didn't get Delice de Bois because I thought it was similar to this scent, but testing them side by side, I realized that there's a difference. That one is more, what's the word? It's lighter wearing. This one has a heavy creaminess to it, but it doesn't go into a creamy lactonic type of scent, if that makes sense. This one is a compliment getter. When I first, this was a blind buy from Soul Vanguard. They had a 40% off Plume Impression fragrances, and I saw that this was created by Quentin Beach. I saw that this had notes of fig, which is one of my favorite notes in perfumery. So I went ahead and blind bought this fragrance, and it was love at first sniff. And I couldn't stop wearing this. I wore this for about a week straight. I wanted to smell like this every day. It just feels very comforting, very cozy. I love wearing this in cold weather. I purchased this in the wintertime, which was the perfect season for this fragrance. This is also a compliment getter. I remember wearing this to go pick up takeout, and I was a bit overheated. I walked to the destination. It was probably about a 5-minute walk, and I'm a fast walker. So by the time I got there, I was overheated, and I stepped to the register and unzipped my coat, and the cashier immediately said, "Your fragrance smells amazing." And this was the scent. This is beautiful. If you love, if you enjoy fig notes in perfumery, add this to your list of scents to test. It's a beautiful fig scent. Well done by Quentin Beach. Again, this one is Plume Impressions, Murmure de Thé. So that was the 5 fragrances, but I have an honorable mention, which I don't have a full bottle of, but I've seen this one talked about a lot during the summertime, and I recently picked up a 5 ml from Scent Split, and this one is Cherigan Lovers in Pink. This is a beautiful scent. It's very pretty. It definitely does smell pink, and I'm so tempted to get a full bottle. But I feel that this isn't identical, but it's similar to other fragrances like Fleur Narcotique from Ex Nihilo. I believe if you like that scent, you'll also enjoy this scent. This fragrance has notes of peony, rose, citruses, musk, cassis, jasmine, ginger, and cedar. This is, as I said, it smells pink, very girly. Some describe this as being Barbie's signature scent if she had a signature scent, and I do agree. This is fresh, it's fruity, it's very feminine, sort of clean like, but has a hint of sexiness from that moss notes. This is beautiful. Some also describe this as having similarities to Baccarat Rouge. I don't agree at all. This has no similarities to Baccarat Rouge. For me, it's similar to Fleur Narcotique from Ex Nihilo, as I previously said. It's a gorgeous scent, and I think I may get a full bottle. The longevity for this fragrance, I've worn this fragrance about 3 times since I got this about a week ago, and I will say the longevity is moderate, 4 to 6 hours on skin. It's a very pretty. I love it. So if you haven't tried this, I do recommend it. If you enjoy fragrances like Fleur Narcotique from Ex Nihilo, again, this one is Lovers in Pink. So that concludes this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you made it this far and you have not yet liked the video, please do give this video a thumbs up. If you enjoy what you saw today and you are not yet a subscriber, please do watch other content on my channel. And if you like what you see, please do consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. I thank you all, to all of my continued supporters, for continuing to support me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.